Good morning. This is the continuation of my previous video. In my previous video, I discussed the introduction of friction, merits and demerits of friction, and the ways of reducing the friction. In this video, we are going to discuss about three topics. First one is the types of friction. Second one is the relationship between applied force and the friction force. And third one is a loss of friction. So these are the three topics we are going to discuss. Now let us go to the first one. It is types of friction. Friction can be classified into two types, solid friction and liquid friction. Solid friction are also be called as dry friction, whereas liquid friction can also be called as wet friction. Liquid friction exists in fluids and gases, and solid friction exists in solids. Now the solid friction can also be classified into three types. First one is a static friction, then sliding friction, then rolling friction. In static friction, the object does not make a move. Okay, the object will remain stationary. Sliding friction, there will be a area contact between the between two objects. In rolling friction, there is a line contact. So among these three, static friction will have high magnitude, and next is sliding friction, which has less magnitude to static friction but higher than rolling friction, and rolling friction will have the least magnitude when compared to these two. Now the next topic is relationship between applied force F and the friction force small f. Here is the graph. Here the x coordinate represents applied force and the y coordinate represents friction force. Now here is the graph O, A, B and C. Now between O to A, the object is at rest, that means at static condition. In this region, that is 0 to A, the friction force is directly proportional to the applied force. That means if I increase the applied force by 1 Newton, correspondingly the friction force will also be increased by the same 1 Newton. And moreover, in this region, friction force is called as self-adjusting friction, because when I increase the value of applied force, similarly the friction force will also adjust itself to the applied force. So in this region, the friction force is called as self-adjusting region, and moreover, in this region, the bonding between the surfaces are very high when compared to this uh, dynamic region. Okay, now this is what here also it is written: static friction in the region OTA. In the region OTA, the friction forces increases with respect to the applied force. That is, friction force is directly proportional to the applied force. It is also called as self-adjusting friction. Then the object does not make a move and having a very strong bonding to the surface. So this is about the static friction. Now again we will go to the graph. Between the region B to C, the object will be in motion. Okay, the object will be in motion, and moreover, when the object is in motion, it will have less bonding to the surface. And I can explain with the help of a driving. We all drive two-wheeler or four-wheeler, and when the vehicle is at rest, we feel difficulty in rotating the steering wheel. But when the vehicle is in moving condition, it is easy for us to rotate the steering. Okay, that means there is a less contact to the road when the object is in motion. So the friction will also be less when the object is in motion. Okay, so this is what's here also it is written. In the region BC, the object has less bonding to the surface as it is in motion, hence less friction to the object. Now the third one is the limiting friction. If you see here, the point A, which has the highest magnitude to the friction, beyond that one the object will make a move, correspondingly the friction will also be less. Okay, so here the point A is the limiting friction, up to which the object will be at rest, it does not make a move, there is a strong bonding between the surfaces. Now limiting friction, it is the maximum value of friction developed at the contact. After that point, the object starts moving. Now let us go to the next topic, a very important topic, laws of friction. There are 5 important laws. First one is friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. We already discussed this in my previous video. Then the second one is friction is independent of area of contact between the two surfaces. Okay. Then third one is friction is depend on the nature of the contact surface. If it is very rough, then you will have more friction. The coefficient of friction will be more. But if it is smooth, then the coefficient of friction will be less. Then fourth one, friction acts always perpendicular to the normal reaction. If you look at this case, this is the normal reaction, and if you see here, the friction force will always be perpendicular to this one, perpendicular to the normal reaction. So this is the fourth statement of the law of friction. Now the last one is friction force acts always opposite to the relative motion. Again, go to the same example. This is the applied force. So this mass will try to move in this direction, okay, left to right. But the friction force will always oppose that motion. So it will always act in the opposite direction of the moment, that is right to left. And these were all the statements of law of friction. Kindly go through this video to get better understanding. We will meet in the next video where we will discuss about 3 important topics again: angle of friction, angle of repose, and cone of friction. Thank you. Thank you.